I get it. There's nothing more frustrating than going through a bunch of leads and then realizing sometimes that no sales happen. Well, I'm going to give you 4 things that I want you to really take to heart that hopefully will help you have a better chance of navigating those leads with finesse instead of the frustration that maybe you're experiencing right now. And there's nothing wrong with being frustrated. Sometimes it's focus on the next one, but understand you're selling an intangible product. This takes out so many insurance agents that maybe came from a tangible sales job where they could sell a car, a pizza, a house, real estate. You can touch it, smell it, feel it, go on a ride in that car. You've got to understand, you've got to paint the picture. This is so vital to you in intangible sales. If you want to take off in your career, you got to get really good about painting the picture. What this product potentially will do for them. It's not about us, it's about them. And when you grab a lead, understand that lead is all about one word: need. What do they need us to do for them? If we get ourselves out of the picture, it's amazing how sales become that much easier. But the business isn't easy, it's simple. So, an intangible product, you've got to paint a very good picture. And this is where having scripts are so important for you when you're in insurance sales or even doing life insurance appointments for the face to face play. You've got to paint the picture. So, there's a need for you to connect with that lead. So, a lead, remember, it's need. Need. What do they need from me? And you'll notice that you may like what you do that much more. But you've got to get good about selling an intangible product. You've got to now paint that picture of what it truly looks like if they do business with you. Now, number 2 is big: stories. Stories sell policies. Stories are big. And a lot of insurance agents sometimes aren't known for being the best listeners, right? Just like some husbands and wives maybe aren't great listeners. Listeners are leaders. And if you want to lead the charge in final expense telesales, you want to lead the charge in life insurance sales, get really good at listening. Get really good at learning where the problems lie so that you can be that one that can meet the need of that lead. All right, back to the need that the lead has. We've got to listen, we've got to learn, we've got to know how to look in the right places and ask the right questions. Ask them if they've ever had a time that maybe somebody died and didn't have what they needed. Listen, that negative story is powerful, and so are the positive stories. Has anyone in your life ever gotten a check from the insurance companies that maybe you represent? Powerful stories will help clients see the true picture of a very intangible product, but it's about their stories, not about our stories. It's not about us being the one upper. Oh, they said a story about fishing. Well, let me tell you about my big fish. It was even bigger. Nobody wants the one upper. If you want to step up in this career, listen, learn, and focus on what they need us to do for them. Now, number 3 is really a big thing, and that's understanding that I got to slow down when you're helping that lead and you're understanding that they've got potentially problems, but we'll never know if we don't just shut up and listen. We've got to just slow down. Rushing you will do one thing: it's going to rob you of success. So, with a lead, take your time. Relax, all right, in what you're doing with this potential consumer. Potential here. You've got to treat everybody nice if you want a chance of closing their business. People do business with folks that they like, people do business with folks that they trust. And being connected to a client and actually being in their corner is so important to you having a chance of capitalizing. Don't rush, slow down, enjoy the process, enjoy getting to know this person. Once again, back to listening and learning about the client. Slow and steady wins the race. Just remember, if you rush the conversation, you rush the sales process, you're probably going to become a statistic because you're trying to be just a salesman instead of that problem solver. Remember, a lead is not a lot of money. It's not a lot of sales, even though it could turn into that. A lead is one thing. It's a lot of people that need you to unpack where their perspective is. It's about their perspective, not our perspective. Now, if you're reading a script, the next point I want to help you understand is a script can sometimes seem painful at first. And you're like, I have done this script 10 million times. Well, understand that this is the first time, tip number 4, the first time that the consumer has ever heard this. You've got to just navigate a telesales script until it truly becomes a part of you. It's not about you being robotic. Just be real. Just be who you are in how you help this person. Get to know them. Who do they love? Who do they want you to help? How do they want this life insurance policy to be structured? Is everything within their budget? Not your big bucks you want to make. Is it within their budget? If you take care of people and everything's budgetable, you know what? You probably won't have as big of a chargeback risk because you're doing right by the client. Now, do all your policies stick and stay? Of course not. About 80% sticks, 20% don't on average. But you've got to listen and learn and uncover the problem. And then when you sell a policy, it's a solution. And don't you think people would hang on to a product that's truly a solution instead of maybe you sold them and really high pressured them into it? Sometimes people do high pressure tactics. And when you try that in insurance sales, it's trying to nail jello to a tree. Nothing's going to stick. You sit there for a second, and then your sales results are just going to fall. That's not a lot of fun. And I get this industry can be frustrating at times when you get a bunch of leads and you're told, no, no, not right now. I changed my mind. The dog ate my lunch. I know I filled out that lead 2 seconds ago, but I just took care of it and a lot of things that don't always make sense. And if you want to make sense out of this career, you're going to learn to paint pictures of what the solution looks like, learn to paint pictures of what the consequence of indecision truly is like, and you're going to have scripts and rebuttals so that you're ready to go. You're ready to meet the needs that your lead might have for you. So look at this like they've got a problem. I'm that powerful solution. I'm here to save them and serve them. More importantly, it's not just about sell, sell, sell. Slow down. Don't rush the process and understand the business takes courage. It takes guts. Not everybody's going to make it in this industry. But when you do, there's no better life, my friends, no better life than this. And the freedom that it can reward you to be able to travel the nation, call leads, and hopefully become a success story and not a statistic is dynamic when you make it. If you need a good work family to call a home or any resources, jasonfinalexpense.com. I'd love to partner with you. And we do recruit agents and agencies nationally to sell life, Medicare, and annuities face to face, but more importantly, in the telespace. And remember, my friends, winning matters. When your client